let's dive into how to make friends. It's not as complicated as it seems. You know that friend who always has a crowd around them? They're not superhuman. We gonna deconstruct what makes people gravitate towards them so you can adopt those traits and start building your own tribe. You can think of this like a video game. You have certain attributes that you can level up. And these are all things that you can change and work on if you are unnaturally good at them. So let's go over the 3 main attributes that you need to cultivate in order to make friends. 1. Be genuinely interested in other people. Okay, this is kind of like the basic class for making friends. Like you have to take this class in order to get into the Friend Academy. This one isn't really an actual skill, but more of a mindset shift. Instead of thinking about how you can use someone or what you can get out of the relationship, start thinking about what you can bring to the relationship. How can you be a good friend to someone? How can you help them? What do they want to talk about? Because when you're focused on giving rather than getting, that is when you will start to see a difference in your social interactions. People will feel your good intentions and will want to reciprocate that energy. A lot of times when we meet new people, we're just thinking about how we can benefit from the relationship, right? That's why we re-asking them questions, because we want them to like us, and we want them to think we cool. But if you flip that around and you're actually sincerely curious about them, you'll find that you have a lot more engaging conversations with them. If you approach every new interaction with genuine curiosity, I guarantee you'll never be bored in a conversation again. One way that you can cultivate this trait is by actively listening and practicing empathy. When you practice empathy, you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes. You're trying to understand their perspective and where they're coming from. And this is something that you can train, right? Just like any other skill, you can choose to make this a priority in your life. Every time that you're interacting with someone, ask yourself, how can I understand this person better? How can I see things from their point of view? By doing this, you're going to start to build a real connection with them, and you'll be able to empathize with their struggles and celebrate their victories. And when you have that kind of depth in your relationships, you don't even really have to try to make plans with people. Plans just naturally fall into place. I remember back in college, I had this one friend who was the best at making plans. Like he would plan these epic parties and get everyone to come. And I remember thinking at the time, man, I wish I could be more like him. But now, looking back on it, I realized that he just had a real gift for making people feel seen. He knew how to make everyone feel special. And that's what made him such a great friend, and that's what made him so good at planning these events. 2. Follow the rule of reciprocity. This is kind of like the rogue class for making friends. It's a little bit more advanced, but once you master it, you'll become a pro at making friends. Reciprocity is basically the rule of give and take. In relationships, it means that you should put in as much effort as you're getting out of it. If you're constantly taking and not giving, then the friendship won't last very long. The key here is to be aware of the dynamics in your relationships and to make sure that you're not taking advantage of people. There's a big difference between being needy and being generous. Neediness is when you're constantly taking from people without giving anything back. Generosity is when you're willing to help others even if it inconveniences you. Neediness is self-focused. Generosity is other-focused. Here's the thing, generosity will always win. I've said this in other videos, but I believe that the best way to make friends is by being generous with your time and attention. Be someone who is always willing to lend a helping hand to others. Be someone who people can count on. And don't worry too much about whether or not you're getting something back in return. Just focus on giving and the rest will fall into place. Sometimes people can be really selfish and they can take advantage of your generosity. But if you're careful and you only help people that you trust, then you shouldn't have any problems. And 3. Be trustworthy. This is kind of like the wizard class for making friends. It's a little bit more elusive, but once you master it, you'll be able to make friends easily. Trustworthiness is one of the most important qualities that you can have if you want to make friends. If people can't trust you, then they're not going to want to be around you. You'll never be invited to any parties or get any phone calls. Being trustworthy means being honest, reliable, and keeping your promises. It also means being someone who people can count on to be discreet. If someone tells you a secret, don't go running to tell everyone else. That's not only hurtful, but it's also a major breach of trust. Trust is the glue that holds friendships together. When you're trustworthy, people will be drawn to you and want to spend time with you. They'll know that they can count on you and that you'll always have their best interests at heart. So those are the 3 main things that you need to do if you want to make friends. Be genuinely interested in other people. Follow the rule of reciprocity and be trustworthy. Now, I know that you're probably thinking, okay, this all sounds good, but how do I actually put it into practice? Well, let me give you a few more concrete tips. Tip number 1, start by being friendly to the people that you already know. If you want to make friends, don't go around being standoffish and closed off. Smile at people. Make eye contact and be open to meeting new people. Tip number 2, join clubs or groups related to your interests. This is a great way to meet like-minded people and make friends. For example, if you love to read, join a book club. If you're into fitness, join a gym. If you're a foodie, join a cooking class. Tip number 3, volunteer. This is a great way to give back to the community and meet new people at the same time. Find a cause that you're passionate about and get involved. Tip number 4, don't be afraid to reach out to people first. A lot of people think that they need to wait for others to reach out to them, but that's just not how making friends works. You need to be proactive if you want to make things happen. So don't be afraid to send that first text message or make that first phone call. And tip number 5, be patient. Making friends takes time. Don't expect to have a large group of friends overnight. Just relax and enjoy the process. If you follow these tips, I guarantee you'll start to see a difference in your social life. You'll start to make more friends and feel less lonely. Remember, making friends isn't as complicated as it seems. You just need to put in a little effort and be patient. You've got this.